Hi and welcome, and we are watching Arno TV. In this first video on my channel, I'm going to keep this on sort of home territory. We're going to be discussing the effect that the pandemic has had on the music industry. Now, like many musicians and people that work at venues, people that are involved in the touring industry, you know, there's so many things that surround the music industry. Everything has come to a stop. Everything. I mean, myself, like many musicians out there, I have a day job as well. That basically supports me being able to do the music that I do. At the very start of this, I became ill in March, so I'm not sure whether I had the virus or not. I just got ill in the 18th of March, I believe it was. I had to self-isolate for 7 days, and when I came out, the whole country had shut down. Now, in that period, we were all locked in our houses. I didn't see my bandmates for 3 months. 3 months. From March till June, I didn't really see anybody. So, you know, in that period, as a guitar player, I mean, I don't know how other people felt. Some people just jumped straight into the writing straight away. I found it really difficult to find a point to continue, basically, because all gigs have stopped. Obviously you can't go to a studio or anything and record. It's very difficult to get rehearsals. I mean, obviously I've got my mojo back and I've started writing and stuff. Like I guess a lot of people have used this period for that type of thing. But you know, it's been really difficult for everybody in and around the music industry, because you know, most bands who are out there on the road need to sell things like their merchandise and their apparel to keep everything going, and a lot of times from gig to keep that going from gig to gig to be able to afford to get to the next gig. Now, without being able to be out there and being on the road, I mean, obviously that's all stopped. So I mean, when are things going to get back to normal? Who knows? I mean, there's, you know, people are already talking about festivals are going to be back on next year, but are they? Are they really? Have things changed that much? I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping that one good thing that maybe should come out of this pandemic is people are going to have to start adding value back to music, man. They really are, because and let's face it, guys, unless you're a band, you know, the huge bands like your Metallicas, your AC/DCs, those kind of bands that are going to fill out stadiums, who's going to survive? You know, I mean, I read somewhere recently that you know, a staggering figure, like 80% of musicians were considering giving up music completely. I mean, that doesn't surprise me, because you know, like I said, most musicians out there, unless they're in one of these stadium type bands, we all have day jobs. We all have day jobs to fund our art. All our day jobs now could go like that. In a heartbeat, you could lose your job. So if you've not got any money coming in, how the hell are you going to pay for rehearsals, recording time, instruments, equipment that you need, petrol out on the road, feeding yourself out? I mean, who's going to pay for it all? You know, well, none of us want to be, you know, basically have no food in our fridge just so we could do a gig. I mean, that's just crazy behaviour. So, I mean, people really have to start, you know, attaching some value again to music. I mean, if you want bands to continue, if you want music to continue, instead of going to a COVID-infested pub, where you're going to be told what to do anyway, you're going to be told to, you know, you can't sit on a table and talk to your friends on the next table and all that kind of nonsense. Buy a CD, buy a t-shirt of your favourite band or your favourite artist, whatever kind of music it is, you know. Because if you don't start doing that, guess what? If that artist or that band suddenly ceases to exist, then don't complain, because what do you expect people to do? Do you expect people to, as I said, not be able to eat or pay their bills just to record some music? Then that's just nutty. I mean, I know a lot of people now have equipment at home and stuff, but all that equipment costs money. Like any musician out there, like I said, like 99% of musicians out there, I've never earned any money out of music. I've put a lot more money into music than I've earned out of it. So, I mean, gigs, when are they going to come back? I mean, I see people, out there doing these online gigs, and I'm not knocking people for doing that. I understand why they're doing that, especially if they're a touring band. They need to keep some kind of money coming in, but it's fucking lame, man. I mean, what are you gonna do? Stage dive off your sofa? Good luck with that. Yeah. Good luck at slamming around in your living room by yourself. Yeah. That's really like going to a gig, isn't it? I mean, come on, people. We all know that it's not the same as going to a gig, man. So when that's gonna come back, who knows? Let's hope it's soon. I really, really hope it's soon, but at the moment, I don't see gigs coming back in any short-term time at all at the moment. So, in this period, guys, please start attaching value to music again. Whatever kind of music you listen to, whether it's metal, rock, whatever it is, it could be anything. If you like it, start, trying to help the artist that you like, or try and support them in any way you can. Share their videos, share their music. Hopefully someone out there will buy a CD, buy a t-shirt, whatever, but those kind of things are going to massively help, because look at all the things around the music industry. As I said before, venues are shutting down right, left and centre. Lots of bands playing places like clubs haven't been open since March. Think about this, because if we don't do something soon, there isn't going to be a music industry, in my opinion. I don't want to sound like the prophecy of doom here. I'm just saying it how I see it. It's just my views. It's just my opinion. I hope that I'm wrong. I really do. But at the moment, it's looking bleak, guys, out there. So, I mean, like a lot of musicians, we're now using this period the best we can to write new material. But obviously, it's even difficult getting a rehearsal. I mean, as I mentioned before, we didn't see each other for the first 3 months because we were all locked in our houses. Once we got back out in June, in sort of mid-June, we were able to start doing some rehearsals again, which was great to be back in the room with the guys. Great to be eyeball to eyeball with people, especially when you're creating music. I mean, I know people out there send files around online and stuff, but for me personally, especially the kind of music that we write, I want to be in that room. I want to see the vibe from the other bandmates in my band and get that electricity sort of going in the room that shapes the song. That, technology is great, but there are limitations to it, in my opinion. I mean, I know everybody's trying to do what they can, but it's been difficult, really, getting rehearsals. I mean, I know it's been all over the news recently that, Newcastle shut down, they're locking down Newcastle, blah, blah, blah. They're locking down Liverpool, blah, blah, blah. Manchester. We've been locked down in my area, I believe, again, since the end of July, start of August. So we literally only had like June and July where we could actually see people again. I mean, you can't go to anybody's houses or anything like that again now. I mean, it's such a crazy time. I mean, not just as a musician. I mean, as anybody out there. I mean, if anybody was, if we're honest with ourselves, if anybody had told us You know, what 2020 was going to be like this year, last year. You would have thought the person was crazy telling you this kind of stuff, but here we are, you know, the world literally has gone nuts. So, I mean, let's hope that people are going to start adding value again to music. You know, please support the artists that you like out there through this crazy period, because if you want to see them back on a stage in a town near you soon, you need to do that, people. You really need to do that. So we're going to wrap this video up for now. Hope I've not been the prophecy of doom and gloom. I'm just trying to say things how I see them, really. So you've been watching Arno TV. Stay safe out there. Keep it rock and roll and keep it real.